here. It's another late night show, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about what I talked about last week. Happy Gilmore came out, 5 days ago, and South Park, the new season came out 1 week ago. Their first episode came out. Let's talk about the South Park episode. Whoa, I mean, did they not waste any time? They went right for the throat and started picking on the president. I mean, whoa. I will say, everyone is 1 week later is still buzzing about it. It is a pretty good episode, I will say. But man, South Park just does not give a fuck. I mean, seriously, that is probably one of the best episodes they had in a long time, I will say. Give props to Trey Parker and Matt Stone for putting out a good episode. Of course, next South Park episode will be 1 week from today, August 6th, 10 o'clock, for the next South Park episode will be. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, there's some funny plot twists. PC Principal being un-PC now, wow. I mean, in South Park, there's so many changes I noticed, So, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next episode. Me too. I agree with all the Yankees, man. But of course, Happy Gilmore. Even though for a sequel, I'd say it was pretty good. I will say, Happy Gilmore new movie. If you haven't checked out, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, that was good. That was a good movie, I will say. So, anyone seen it, better check out Netflix for sure. But now let's get into this week's topic. Before we get into the football game, fire Boone. Agree. I think we should fire Aaron Boone. Yes, Yankees just. It's been a rough year, I tell you. But let's get into the pay-per-view this weekend. SummerSlam, one of the four biggest pay-per-views of the WWE calendar year. Obviously, WrestleMania is the biggest one. Now we're on SummerSlam. So, I mean, of course, it's the first time ever. It'll be a 2-night event. So, it'll be on Saturday and Sunday, live from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Probably that's the only relevant thing that'll happen in that stadium this year, since the Jets and Giants always suck every year. So, that's something like that stadium should look forward to is WB for sure. Let's kick it off with the first match. And also, yes, we gotta give a little more sense. Last week we had to reflect on now it's Hulk Hogan too, another WB legend. Probably, honestly, Hulk Hogan, it just this one hurts, for sure if you're a wrestling fan, especially me, because honestly, WWE would not be where it is today if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, for sure. Honestly, so yeah, that one really hurts. Rest in peace, Hulk. You're a legend. Thanks for making WWE what it is today, for sure. That should contribute to the business, for sure. Really appreciate so much you've done for this business, for sure. But let's get on to our first match. For SummerSlam, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Jade Cargill earned her right by winning the Queen of the Ring tournament. She earned her way to this title match. Tiffany Stratton, this one's a tough pick, but I gotta go Jade Cargill. This is her time to finally get that title. I'm telling you, I think it's Jade Cargill's time to win a major women's championship, in this business for sure. She already won a tag team. I think this is her first singles title. I think Jade Cargill gets it done. Tiffany Stratton's done it really well as the WWE Women's Championship, but this is her time. This is her big push for sure. And you got also the big tag team match. Randy Orton against country singer superstar Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll will be his tag team partner against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. This will be an interesting one. This has been going on since July. But now these four are going to go at it. Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, that'll be an interesting one. How is the egos of McIntyre and Logan Paul going to coexist? Obviously, those two. But I got to go Randy Orton, Jelly Roll. I think Jelly Roll has his moment at SummerSlam. Him and Randy Orton get the win in the tag team match. And Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, they're going to be pissed off at each other. You also got the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. They're defending their women's tag team titles against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Car Edits, thank you for tuning in, Same as Walking in Faith with Jacob Spears, Thanks for all for tuning in, obviously the viewers that I got right now. Thank you all for, how's your Wednesday going, first of all? But yeah, so that's a good one here. Judgment Day, it's an iffy match for me. I don't know what I like in this one. But I'm going to go Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I think they're starting to get some chemistry going. They've won so many women's championships together combined. So I think they should add tag team gold in there. Take on the Judgment Day. So I got Flair and Alexa Bliss. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross in a single match. Of course, there is there is always a scenario to this. If Karrion Kross wins, Sami Zayn has to say Karrion Kross was right. But if Sami Zayn wins, Karrion Kross must say I was wrong about Sami Zayn. But I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn on this one. He'll beat Karrion Kross again, just like he did at Night of Champions. How's I liking that one? You got another big tag team match: Roman Reigns and main event Jey Uso taking on Seth Rollins Alliance, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, of course, with Paul Heyman in their corner. So, little probably question. All right, what you got for me? That's a tough one, man. But probably, and sounds crazy, but knee probably maybe. But I mean, but that's an interesting question. I like that one, Little Froggy. Thanks for tuning in. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. I think Paul Heyman's be the big factor in this match, but Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are going to win this one. Roman's going to get his revenge on Paul Heyman eventually. I think he'll win this match, but I think there'll be some outside interference after the match. Like, something's going to happen in that one. And, of course, the main event of Night 1 of SummerSlam will be CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, you know, he's had that title as he took it from Jey Uso a couple months ago. But I mean, CM Punk finally gets a world title. You were... Jeez. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go CM Punk, of course. I think he wants his World Heavyweight Championship, but there's a scenario there's a theory I could see that Seth Rollins, despite being banged up, couldn't interfere, but also his posse could interfere and cost Punk the match. I could see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed get involved maybe if Punk loses, but Punk wins, I could see him become World Heavyweight Championship. I think for sure. I want CM Punk to finally get that world title. He should have had it against John Cena. And, of course, so many damn stupid interferences. It just, I know it's part of WWE, but it's just like, it gets annoying. I want CM Punk to get finally his world title that he hasn't had in a long time. Those are my predictions for Night 1. Night 2 will be like on SummerSlam Sunday night. 6 more matches. You got a 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team titles. The Wyatt Six, who are the current champs. You got Andrade and Rey Fenix. You also got hashtag DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah. Fraxium, which is Axiom and Nathan Frazier. So that's why they're called Fraxium. Motor City Machine Guns. You know, of course, they're a legendary tag team for TNA. They came to WWE just, you know, a little over a year ago, 2 years ago. And you got the Street Profits. So many. I mean, there's a lot of tag teams. A lot of tag teams in this one for sure. You know what? I'm gonna go Motor City Machine Guns this one. I like to see them get back on top in the WWE now. You know they've been in TNA, but I would like to see them get some tag team gold in part of WWE now. So I got the Motor City Machine Guns winning that match, that TLC match. That's gonna be an epic one to watch. The Intercontinental Championship. It's finally gonna happen this time. Let's hope Dirty Dom doesn't back out this time. He defends his Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. AJ Styles has been begging for this. Going in disguise, acting like a janitor, did some other stuff too, like just wanting this. Because Dirty Dom's saying that he hasn't been cleared, but I think Dirty Dom is milking this injury just so he can have more time to think about defending the title, or not defend it at all against AJ Styles. So it's finally going to happen, and AJ Styles will become the Intercontinental Championship for sure. So that's right. SummerSlam is here this weekend. But yeah, I think Dirty Dom, that little bitch, is going to finally lose that title. After, backing out a couple months ago. He backed out of a championship match. He backed out defending his title. He just did not want to face AJ Styles. So we all know why that. AJ Styles wins it. The United States Championship match. This will be in a steel cage match. Solo Sikoa defends the United States Championship against the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. These were once allies, very close. Now they're bitter enemies. Rey is better. Yes, absolutely. Rey Mysterio is a better Mysterio than his punk-ass son, Dirty Dom. For sure, Solo Sikoa, I mean, he'll find a way to win, but I don't see it this time. Jacob, in a cage match, I can't underestimate Jacob Fatu in a cage match, I tell you. That man's going to destroy Solo Sikoa and get back his U.S. title. He's going to get it back and get revenge on Solo Sikoa. So I got him winning that one. This is next one's a women's Intercontinental Champion. This is a last chance match for Lyra Valkyria. If she loses to Becky Lynch, she will not get another title shot. This will be no disqualifications, no countouts as well. So anything goes, kind of. I think we're gonna have a new women's Intercontinental. Lyra Valkyria gets it back. She got the no disqualification and no count in her favor. Becky Lynch is losing that title for sure. And a triple threat match for the women's world title. I don't know about this one. This one's a tough one. I mean, of course, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky back in, but this time Naomi defends it after cashing it in back at Saturday night's main event. Much as I want to pick Rhea Ripley, I gotta go with Naomi. I have a feeling she'll steal this one and retain her championship. This kind of a shocker pick, but I mean, the way I see it, Naomi's gonna retain this championship. And of course, the main event of night 2, the final match of SummerSlam this year, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, the much anticipated rematch from WrestleMania. And it'll be a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cena's had that title since WrestleMania. He's won that, yeah, he hasn't lost it yet. So, of course, Cody Rhodes getting his much needed rematch. This one I can see Cody winning. Much I want to root for John Cena, but I can really see Cody Rhodes getting his championship back. And ending Cena's, last title run with the company, maybe. Of course, he'll retire in December, but I think Cena's reign is over. Cody Rhodes finds a way to win this one. And I think he turns heel. Cody Rhodes turns heel. John Cena goes back to being a good guy. That's my prediction for SummerSlam this weekend, for sure. That's what I can really see happen. Of course, last but not least, football is back tomorrow. The Hall of Fame game. It'll be the Detroit Lions and the LA Chargers going at it in Canton, Ohio. Of course, you got some Hall of Famers getting inducted this weekend. You got Sterling Sharp, legendary Packer tight end, whose career got shortened due to a serious neck injury, but still great career though. Antonio Gates, legendary tight end of this era, one of those underrated NFL players. Was a former Charger. That's why the Chargers are in this Hall of Fame game. Jared Allen as well, pass rusher of my generation as well. But yeah, let's get into this one. Hall of Fame game's always a tricky one to pick. It's preseason, but I just like doing this, But, oh man, we get to see DJ Uiagalelei make his NFL debut. We get to see him make some NFL action. Of course, played for 3 different colleges: Clemson, Oregon State, and Florida State. But now as a Charger, we'll see how he does, get some reps in there. But I got to go Detroit Lions. For some reason, even though, yes, they are a powerhouse last year, but they usually do on preseason. So I got to give Dan Campbell this one in the Hall of Fame game. I got to go Detroit in this one. And those are my picks for this week. Thank you all for tuning in this week. We'll see you all next week. We'll talk more preseason football. We'll also recap the Hall of Fame game and, SummerSlam. So we'll find out how I do this week. Enjoy SummerSlam. Also enjoy the football game tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend for sure. I will see you all next week.